We may take a long break here, unless we get into a big discussion. Okay. I think Holly and I can figure out something to argue about, I don't know.
I don't watch baseball, so we can't argue about baseball.
We can talk about peaches or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Are you on? Okay, I guess we'll call this work session to order. We don't really need to do anything other than call it to order. Any topics for the work session? Do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Sure.
Go ahead. Hit me with it.
We have a park that.
Meeting adjourned.
Okay, now let's arm wrestle. We have a park that we own, and it might be the only one that we really own that's considered a park, the P.M. Gilmore Park. Stacy's looking at me like, what are you gonna talk about? Yeah, see, you were gone yesterday. You
I
missed
was,
this. You
yeah.
missed it.
We
Take a
forgot, yeah.
vacation day, see what happens. No, I got a call from
Diane Crumsey.
Crumsey, and it would be the sister of the late Skip Gilmore, daughter of
Yes.
P.M. Gilmore, and the P.M. Gilmore Park. She's essentially been having somebody take care of it.
What kind? Who's been there for a long time,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's been taking care of this park since it was dedicated, but the property actually belongs to us, which I think was discovered, if not before, when a young man put a nice little gazebo on it for an Eagle Scout project about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And anyway, Mr. Kime is no longer of age to be able to taking care of this park, and she
Right.
wanted to make sure it continued to get taken care of. It's got the family name on it. She doesn't want to see it look like a little overgrown whatever. And it's a nice little area just on the west side of the Old Fort Bridge in Old Fort. I took some pictures of it last night. It's in good shape right now. So I think
Does it go down to the river?
it does, but I have no idea how the property, and look at a deed or anything, if the property goes, because it's surrounded by, between the 51 there, which is where you're leading to the bridge,
Right,
the railroad track, and the river.
okay, so it's a little wedge of property.
Yeah, so I don't.
How much, approximately how much land mass did you talk to Doug about?
Yeah, you didn't answer me. About it, and probably less than a half acre.
Less than a half acre, okay.
Yeah, or less than a half acre. But it's a little larger than I was thinking when I got out and walked around and took some pictures. But we just got to figure out how we're going to continue to take care of it. And I don't know if we want to, I thought of a couple of things. I thought one, maybe we ought to check with the trustees first. He was kind of telling me that
Trustees of,
the Pleasant Township
Pleasant
trustees,
Township, okay.
if they would consider for something maintaining it for us. I mean, it'd be a lot of work, my guess is to have maintenance load up mowers to drive up there to mow it. You know, I mean, it's gonna take longer than 5-10 minutes, and I wouldn't wanna do it with push mower, but, but that's me. But I don't know if, that's really worth it. We can get somebody to somehow do it, or if the trustees aren't interested, to talk to the park district about it.
why couldn't we, if the park district would accept it, why couldn't we make that part of the Sunny County Park District and just let them have it?
I would say that's a possibility. I would think we probably want to check with Mark. Doug mentioned last night, he goes, make sure you check on, he goes, I imagine you ended up with that land when they purchased the properties and they
The building,
built
the
the
houses.
new bridge.
Right,
And he goes, so you'd want to verify that Mark doesn't see of anything that you don't want to give up rights of that land, but maybe you just easement,
Yeah, okay.
to have them
That
take
makes
care of it
sense.
or whatever. So a few things to check on, but like I said, I just talked to her yesterday morning.
well, I think those are all great thoughts, thanks for your work on that. I think that the order that you said is a good order, and that is to go to the Pleasant Township trustees and say, would you maintain it, and we'll give you some type of stipend to do that, within reason. Or, secondly, Park District, are you interested in it? And if we're able to transfer it to you after we have a conversation with Mr. Zimmerman, then we're willing to do that. I think those are two good
Yeah.
action items and probably in the proper order.
Yeah, I took pictures of the stone. It looks like it's a fairly large stone when it was dead. The year was on it, I'm sure. But the wording on it, it sounds like it's right out of the resolution and it's got the commissioner's names on it and all that good stuff. But anyway.
All right, well, thanks for working on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get that resolved pretty quick.
You want to show some pictures on the screen or anything?
They're on my phone. And we got some
some lines
Wi-Fi
it could be
capabilities,
like-
I can throw it up there if you want me to.
Show some lines is how you could write around it. Okay, so,
Pass your phone
I,
around.
I pass the phone around, yeah. Actually, it's in there on my desk, I would get it.
you have any immediate thoughts about that?
Oh, no,
From
I
an
just have to,
administrative
I guess I'll
standpoint?
just touch base with Mark about it and,
Okay,
Yeah, see what he knows about the deed and how we acquired that and how that works, and then, like I said, I would.
well, I mean, I guess we have to come back here if if the trustees really don't wanna do it,
Yeah,
which I get. And if the park district said it's too small or it doesn't make any sense, I guess I get that too, and then we'd have to come back with, another solution.
yeah, yeah. Would-
But as you say, I wouldn't think it makes any sense. It would cost us more for the guys to load up stuff and get it out there and mow it
Yeah,
than it would for us to pay somebody $50 to mow it.
you're right,
You know.
right, to pay somebody, a flat rate for the mowing season of April to October or whatever to
Yeah.
take care of it. Do they, because I think they said for their cemetery, they pay somebody. And he goes, but that person had to put more stuff on their insurance and all that. He goes, sometimes you get into a mess with that, but I don't know if it's contract services, I don't know how that works.
Do we have anyone else who does any landscaping for the county consistently in any other buildings? Or does the
Just our
maintenance
maintenance
guys?
people take
maintenance
care of
guys
just
do all that?
maintenance. I think Mark has, some people take care of the, like Bascom sewer plant. He has somebody go in and make
Right.
sure it's.
Clean it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
but other than that, I'm
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
it's
not
right
aware
there
of any.
anyways.
Our maintenance guy takes care of our.
Okay,
All right,
We'll
so
look into
you'll
it.
talk with Mark and then we'll go from there, and then if I need to.
good. Okay. Well, we wanna make sure that it stays nice because it's a dedicated park and
Right.
we should. Anything else?
No.
Okay, well, I'll talk about an old tire subject then, storage. We beat this horse to death, I know. But, we're at a kind of a crossroads here, where we know that we're going to dispose of 81 Jefferson Street in some manner, either by selling it or raising it. We also have discussed as our primary alternative to use Carnegie for storage. I don't know that that really makes a lot of sense, because we've got a building in Carnegie that is not handicap accessible, that has some problems of its own. Exterior, it needs a new boiler very soon. And there is just, issues in that building. From a storage standpoint, there's no elevator in the building, from what I recall. So there's no really way to transport boxes around. I'm just concerned that that building turns into 81 Jefferson Street pretty quickly. Rather than being used for what it should be used for. So,
Yeah.
I would ask that we at least consider a couple of options. One, if there is a building out there that's more or less a warehouse building that somebody owns, whomever might own it, to find out what a lease cost would be. Now, this is I think this would be kind of offset by, we talked in depth about what it costs us to maintain 81 Jefferson. I don't remember, $7,000 or something with utilities, but there's no deferred maintenance included in that. I mean,
Right.
we're not talking about having to replace the boiler or having to take care of the roof or whatever. Just the utility costs, et cetera, it's about $7,000 a year.
Yeah.
So, it would seem to me, by a quick calculation, that we would be able to, I think that the going price to lease a warehouse space, I know the going price, is somewhere between 40 cents and 50 cents a square foot a month. Okay. So, let's look on the high side. 50 cents a square foot a month for 4,000 square feet, is $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year. But it would be a property that would be climate controlled, easily accessed, and set up for storage. So, that's one option, to find a building that might be out there, and I don't know of any particular buildings at this point, but something that might be out there. The second option would be to build find someone to build a 4,000 square foot building for us. And then make a long-term lease arrangement with them, or the county own it. I mean, I don't really want to spend a lot of money at this this point, but if we can, you know, if we can have somebody private that would build it, that we could lease it back, it would seem to me to be much more, much wiser move than to try to convert these old buildings into storage that weren't made for that at all. I have no idea what the final use for the Carnegie would be, but certainly storage to that grand old girl doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No.
So, I'm just afraid, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm afraid it's just gonna go the way of 81 Jefferson Street, because we won't maintain it very well. And we'll patch things, and then one day we'll have to say it's just not usable anymore, and make a decision.
Right.
So-
And I don't know what that building has cost us. I mean, granted, we've got people in it right now, but we have, I mean, it's a building that the roof is not an easy, you know, it's a more expensive roof to maintain, and we've done some repair on it since I've been on board, and those kinds of things too, so, as well, if we're not using it for something where we've got services being provided out of it, it would be an expensive storage unit and not a good one, I think.
I
You're
mean,
right.
there's some additional pointing in Kentucky that needs to be done there, because there's a number of bricks and
Yeah,
the facade needs some work, and like I say, it's, you know, it never was made to be handicap accessible, and in addition to that, it doesn't have any way of elevators to go up and down or whatever. It just seems to be for the long-term use. There are certain records that we have to keep, we can't get around it. I mean, I know that we're gonna try to digitize as much as possible, but there are certain records that we've got no choice but to keep the hard version of. And those have to be stored someplace, and hopefully securely, and in an environment they're not gonna deteriorate.
yeah.
And we're really not doing that at this point.
I don't know what it takes to put up a building that has the right climate control, if that's like you said, an expensive
Cost
venture,
wise, I
yeah.
don't know either. I know what the leasing would be, you know, leasing costs if we could find the building. So, if it's okay, I'd like to have Stace call around, find out from a couple of builders or whomever, or realtors, find out whether there's any space out there that would accommodate storage, how much that cost is, and see whether or not we can move forward with this thing. Because if people are gonna start moving stuff out of there, we really have got to give them a spot into which it should go.
Right.
And if we start telling them, go ahead and move it to Carnegie at this point, and then decide on another spot, now you're moving it twice.
Right,
So, I don't know what you think about that, but
yeah.
I'd like to pursue that thought.
No, I think we
process.
gotta explore any options we can think of, and anything else we think of, but just to have our records group from the, talking about record storage and seeing what other counties do, and we're going, is it this Thursday we're
Yeah.
going? We're going to Wood County, but, you know, I don't know that they put the building up, or if it was a building, I've been in it, a building, I think is something they had, and if it's not connected to the courthouse, it's right beside it, with, you know, you can see the shelving unit and the way we've got the movable files in the clerk's office now that are gonna be maintained and continue to be used, but, I don't know that we're gonna learn a lot about the organization of it, yes, but I don't know if we're gonna learn a lot about cost of buildings, that kind of thing, because I think it was something they had in place, but we're gonna go over there Thursday.
Well, we talked about trying to move stuff around CSB building, but again, that's just a temporary fix.
Yeah, I
You
just,
know, we're throwing stuff in closets, basically, or spare rooms that aren't being used.
and that are gonna fill up and
Yeah, and it's gonna
quickly,
be a mess
yeah,
again.
yeah.
If we had someplace that was designed for and made sense to have storage, and, you know, departmentalized, and labeled properly and accessible.
Yeah. And as we get looking at the cost, that's something I threw out there a while back, and I don't know if it was to your building committee, or if it was even prior to you being on the board, Mike, but you know, and I have no idea on cost, but I know accessibility to get to these things for the folks, and granted, they could drive south of town or drive to wherever the storage is to do that. But I had to think outside the box a little bit, and going with the maintenance department right here, would there, and I've not been far into their building to tell you, but would there be a way of converting something there and having maintenance be somewhere south of town, you know, because they don't have to be downtown yet. I know it's nice that we got buildings both places, they're going both places all the time, you know, south of town here, wherever, fairgrounds, is that even, like I said, I have no idea on the structure of that building or anything, but,
I don't know, I mean, I'm open to any ideas, but what I'd like to do is see more of a permanent site at which stories would happen. And possibly even talk about having a person at that building that would be able to research for the different offices if it's remote.
yeah.
And an archivist who would understand what that stuff was in there. And, you know, people be able to call and get copies of things. Most of the stuff is, we're gonna be able to email to people or, you know, go into scanning and get it and send it to them if you want your birth certificate or whatever it is these days. But anybody that's doing genealogical work would have a place to go to be able to find all the other records.
Yeah, yeah. So the birth certificates, the health department will have.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. So, if anybody has any other thoughts regarding, you know, alternatives, I just hate for us to make a decision to go to Carnegie and then, you know, the next group of commissioners will have to make a decision as to what they're gonna do with that building then, when things start to fall apart. I'd like to get more of a permanent solution if we could.
Stacy, through the, I don't know if it's a listserv or what it might be that the clerks, or a county administrators group might have, is there a way to throw out questions, like you could ask other county administrators if any of them have constructed a storage facility or anything, to see if there's any ideas out there?
Okay.
I have no idea if there's a lot of that communication that goes on between.
I would like, if you're unable to find anything there, I'd like to find out what would be the cost of putting up a pure storage facility, and I'm not sure how many square feet we need, I'm guessing 4,000. I don't know, Tom, what do you think? I mean, to do it right, I think that,
Yeah, probably a good idea to build something new,
okay,
do it right. Put
okay.
a metal building up, insulated, yes. To me,
So
that-
find out what it would cost us to put up a 4,000 square foot building. And pursue whether or not whoever did that might be willing to lease it back, or whether we have to pay for it. Or find out in the market, is there anything that is up now that's a good metal building that is vacant, relatively close, that could be used or converted or retrofitted for the long term, you know, that the county would be willing to sign a long-term lease on. Again, the people that have stuff in 81 need to know where to take it. Ronnie, what do you got?
Well, I just, I don't know how, maybe a couple months ago, this came up, and I confess I don't know where this building's at, but didn't somebody mention the J.J. Newberry building would be a good place that
Well,
they?
that's right here, it's Decker's Outlet right now.
Oh, it's occupied then?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
occupied. Yeah.
I know they said it had an elevator and that they thought the floors were solid enough for the weight of the records.
Yeah, the problem is, do you want to use downtown storefront, you know, a retail space for that kind of thing? I don't know what the answer to that is. I guess it's not used for anything else, but then you're getting into a situation of retrofit. So, you know, what I'm thinking here is if we do something that's designed specifically for storage from a climate control standpoint and a configuration standpoint, it just makes more sense. You know, that the clerk has 1,000 square feet here, and the treasurer has 500 here, and right on down the line.
Well, instead of selling 81 Jefferson, how about demolishing the building and building a new building there?
Well, because I think it would be pretty much, well, I don't know. We can pursue that, but it would be cost prohibitive, I think.
Okay.
Because you're talking $100,000 to raise that building, because it's connected to other buildings that we don't own.
Okay.
It's not like taking a stick of dynamite to it saying, get it out of here. You know, there's other buildings that are attached that we'd have to, I don't know how.
Just
to
a
do it.
firewall in between?
Yeah, but it's expensive. It would be expensive.
Okay. Just a thought.
And I don't know how often people need to leave their office and walk over to look up.
Jean's the one that's alluded to that, having to go over for accessibility a few times they go, and
She says like every day they go.
yeah, I don't remember how often she said that.
She
But if
said
there are,
that day.
well, if there are certain records that they have to pursue, certain category of records, you know, maybe we could make an arrangement to have those closer someplace, but
Yeah.
I gotta believe that it's gotta be similar stuff. what they're looking for. I don't know, I have to talk to them. Yeah, Tom?
What, the Penny's building, that's empty.
Yeah,
Community center.
you're right.
Different than the one at the mall you're talking.
The community
No,
center.
yeah.
The community
center.
center.
This one right here. that
Oh,
one.
the
We call
community
it Civic Center.
Oh, okay.
We know what it's
That used to be,
been.
did that used to be Penny's?
Yes,
Oh,
Jacques Panay.
Back in the day.
didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, they sure did. Had Newberry's one in a corner and Penny's on the other, yeah. And Newberry's had a lunch counter,
Yeah, oh, really?
yeah,
Oh, yes, it did.
yeah. Any other thoughts about the whole thing?
No, I'll check.
Yeah, I just
see
don't,
what I can find out.
I don't wanna get too far down the road with moving stuff around and then say, geez, I wish we'd made a different decision here.
Yeah.
And I got the Jeans and Jay's proposal, but I was out yesterday, so I haven't read them yet, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we got at least
Oh,
something
okay.
for 2,000 a month, I mean, I know that sounds like a lot of money, 24,000 a year, but when you consider that we've got a bunch of deferred maintenance on these buildings, it's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of deferred maintenance. That might seem like a bargain in the long run. I mean, you put.
Can we
a-
just put up a building out south the
Yeah,
town?
we could. I mean, I think that's option one. But if there is some space, that's pretty much the same building that we would put up anyway.
Okay.
If we're gonna lease it back, then we ought to at least look in the market and see if there's anything out there that makes sense. I have no idea if there is. Okay, any other topics? Did you think of anything while we were talking?
No, I'm paying attention.
You got- Yeah,
Can you get Shane on the phone maybe and put him on speaker maybe?
let me think
No,
about that a
no,
minute. No.
technically, it's not legal to have him be part of the meeting, other than if it's
We
a
tried.
ditch sharing with another county, right?
We tried to do Facebook even, or FaceTime.
FaceTime.
But that's not, we can't do that either.
Those pesky old sunshine laws.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's so much sunshine, that's more state regulation regarding commissioner meetings. Any other topics out there anybody like to talk about? Okay.
Go
we'll
Tigers.
recess. Yeah,
Go Tigers.
please strike that from the record. Okay, so we'll take a break here for half an hour.